Okay, hi everybody. So I wanted to do another quick live stream to talk a little bit. I was doing my meditations and thinking about like what do they need to hear? What else can I share with them to let them know how vital and important and all the good information they're going to get in my online course. And it hit me, so I wanted to give a little bit about not just the mindset side, but a little bit on the business side that we're going to tackle. Because like I said before, a lot of entrepreneur information doesn't necessarily ring true or feel true to creative entrepreneurs. Even though they can find a lot of value out of it, it just needs to be translated in a language that you understand. So one of the things we talk about in the course is business models. And I want to give just a little bit about what that means, because I'm sure you've heard the term business model, and you're thinking, oh, my business model is I want business and people will buy it and it'll be great. So yes, that is business models. So there are two major kinds of business models that you can be looking at. One, I don't want to use a big company name. That's how I was taught to define it. But think of it like one is a big dollar discount store model, and the other is a high end store model. So on the one side, you have your big budget, or your not the big discount stores, where you can buy a lot of different stuff. So think of it that way. That model is, most of the things are very low cost. They're things that you can get very quickly, very easily, and you can just run in and get it. So that's the low cost type of model. So they're selling a lot of things for low cost. And on the flip side, you have more of a luxury model. So you have a few things of high value that are very high cost, but you don't have to sell as many to make revenue or profit. So you have those two models, and you can think of stores that fit in to both ends. And so there's pros and cons. A lot of artists I know are looking to sell their items and they price it very low. Once because you have to figure out how much it costs you to make it. That's bottom line. You have to figure out how much materials cost you to make it. You should also be figuring out your time, how long it takes to make it, because that's part of it. So you have a baseline amount. Now, besides that, that's your baseline, but then a lot of artists, they're nervous about pricing, so they price really low. They price really low. A lot of small businesses do it too, but artists especially, they price really low because they're figuring no one knows me. I just want to sell it. I just want to hurry up, and this will get me more clients faster. Here's where that is a problem. If you look at, on the flip side, the goals for your company and for yourself, how much you want to make, how much you want to sell, keep in mind the lower cost item, the lower that you keep your costs, you have to sell a lot of it to make a lot of money, because that's that model. Low cost, high volume. You have to sell a lot of it versus the higher end cost where you don't have to sell as many. Other features of low cost is you have to differentiate yourself in the marketplace to support that low cost model. So low cost stores that do really well, I think of, and I hope I don't get in trouble, but I think of like Walmart. So one of the reasons, and Amazon, one of the reasons why they do amazing is their ability to fulfill volume. So they have very high-tech systems in place that literally, as soon as you walk in a store and you pick something, they know on the spot that what was bought in a store in Kansas, and they can go overseas and replenish it immediately. So they have an insane fulfillment process, so they can get things replenished very, very quickly. That sets them apart. That way they can get the volume to you faster. They have to. That's part of the low cost model, because they have to sell a lot. If they weren't able to replenish shelves very quickly, then they're losing out on sales, and they have to sell a lot to make a lot of money. That's why they dominate in those businesses, because they have created processes. It's a lot of focus on process, technology, equipment. It's all about efficiency. It's got to be efficient to get that volume up. So you have that one model. So when artists tell me that they're looking to make low cost items, then I have to start asking, okay, well, how are you going to create that volume? Are you going to create lots of prints? Are you are you a speed painter? Or are you a speed actor? Are you able to get a lot of volume of these works out fast? Because you have to sell a lot to make your money. Versus the other model, which is selling things at a higher cost, because what you're charging for in those cases are not just what it costs you to make it, but you're also incorporating your education, the value, the uniqueness of the item. Because when it comes to art, it's a different pricing system. People don't run to the store and say, like, I have to hurry up and buy some art. Maybe, but it's not like they have to buy toilet paper. It's a different category of how people buy. So if you are spending hours and hours crafting a piece of art that is unique and it's not to be replicated because it came from an experience-based process, and you may or may not be able to duplicate it exactly, and you're trying to sell it for a low cost, you're going to have a tough time making the money that you're looking to make. So that's why I tell people you really need to relook at your prices and make sure you're selling your merchandise as a high enough price. And it scares people. This is where the mindset part comes in, because that scares people. If you're new to the business and you're convinced that nobody will buy my stuff, nobody will like it, that brings up all these inner critic fears. And the first moment someone says no, you go right back like, I'll do anything, please. And that desperation and that energy cycles over and over again. So that's how business and mindset work together. So you really need to not just get your mindset in check and understand where things are coming from, but also understand how things are sold and how you can make your goals. So that is a snippet of what we talk about in my course. And that is why my course is a premium course. That is why it's 10 weeks, because it's not just meditation. That's one part of it, but it's also breaking down so you understand as a creative entrepreneur some of the business side you need to price yourself at a place that you are going to make the money that you would like to see, so then you can make more art and you can sustain yourself. So get on it. If you book now in pre-sale, you get 15% off if you use early bird discount code in the store. And yeah, we start November 1st. So, and once we start, I'm not going to keep it open. So I want to see you get on board. I want to see you learn the tricks and create. I want to see you understand this finance and business stuff enough, because when I hear creatives saying, oh, I can't understand that stuff, I can't understand this stuff. Of course you can. It's never been explained to you in a way that spoke to you in your language. I do. So that is why I am doing this course. So that's a little snippet. I'm going to do another live stream later, but I got to head up. I got to go pick up my kiddos and I have rehearsal and all the things that entails, which is why I love this business, because I can live life and still do what I love and still help other artists. And that is an amazing thing. I'm so lucky that I get to do this, and I want to share this with you. I want you to have the same life. I want you to have, not same as mine, same as will work for you, so you can get the things done that you need to get done. Okay, get on the course. Get on the course. I want to see you in our group live, and we can talk about your stuff, and we can talk about your art and make it happen. All right? Sound good? Talk to you guys later. Bye.